What is going on? I am Cole, and I am excited to bring to you another iteration of the Bearded and Cole comic cover challenge. So if you want to see what this one's all about, make sure you stick around until after this.
Better put your word out. Get ready for the nerd out. Better put specs on. Better break necks, son. I cut handsome checks for my expansion sets. They call me Obi-Wan. Act like you know me, son. Snapping.
All right, thank you for sticking through that intro. As you normally mention, for those of you who have not been a part of this, Bearded and I like to put together these cover challenges. We ask that you bring 10 books to the challenge. This month, we are doing vehicles. There's not really a lot to it, except for that there has to be a vehicle on the cover of some sort. You have to own the book and just have fun doing it. You don't necessarily have to love the book itself, but you do have to love the cover. So let's get into this. The first one I'm going to show off, this is an honorable mention, only because I've already showed this one, but this is Beta Ray Bill #1. This is the second print, and it's got Scuttlebutt on the cover. That is an awesome ship, but I showed this off in, I think, my best of 2021 video, so I am going to leave that one just as an honorable mention. I normally say I'm not a huge fan of the honorable mention, but sometimes you might need it. This next book is a book that has a vehicle on it, and this might be the hardest challenge for me of all the challenges, but we have Barb Wire. This is the movie adaptation, and it's got a motorcycle on it, and that is a vehicle. Book number 2, we're talking about motorcycles. What is probably the most notable motorcycle in comics? And I bet you're thinking, it is written by a guy named Ghost Rider. And you want to know what's even cooler is if you make that motorcycle flyable in space. So here we have Thanos at number 14. We got the Cosmic Ghost Rider flying around on that Ghost Rider bike, but this one can fly around in space. So how awesome is that? So this next one is probably not a vehicle that you would necessarily think of when you think of comic book vehicles, but nonetheless, this is an amazing vehicle. And we have the Sea Duck, which is the plane from Tailspin. I know that recently with the Chip and Dale movie coming out, there's been a little bit of talk about this on the Comic Burrito Discord, and big shout out to Chaos in Comics, as he had mentioned that his son didn't like Tailspin and he disowned his son. So I had to show that cover off. It is something that I picked up at my local shop and I thought was just a cool cover. And since we're talking vehicles, that is one. Now I want to go to probably one of the coolest sci-fi vehicles, maybe of all time. This is probably debatable, and some people will change their mind, but who knows? But here we have the Millennium Falcon. It is in the background of here. This is The Force Awakens #1. I think this is a movie adaptation. I do not even remember. I don't even know if I read this book, but I own it, and it's got a vehicle on the cover, and I think that is pretty cool. So this next one is very weird, and some people might fight me that it's not technically a vehicle, and I think it is, because technically I think the definition of a vehicle is a thing for transporting people or goods, especially on land, such as a car, truck, or cart. So this one is not a land one. It is an air vehicle, but we've got the glider for Kite Man. I think this might be the first cover appearance of Kite Man 2, and we got the Bat Glider too. That is double glider action, and I just had to show this book off because I think it's pretty cool. If you've watched a few of these, you know that I have a definitive, probably favorite comic book cover artist, and she ended up making a comic cover for, I would say, one of the people that most people would think is the definitive vehicle, and maybe I showed off a space version of that, but also we have the car for Robbie Reyes. It rides a car for Ghost Rider, and we have Ghost Rider #1. This is the Peach Momoko variant. I had to include this one. I know that I was having a hard time finding covers for this, and this one was just sitting on top of a stack, and I was like, I gotta put that. It's Peach Momoko, it's got a vehicle, and it is awesome. I'm pretty sure that Bearded Comic Bro used this for his villains challenge, and I'm using it now, and that is still pretty cool. But we have the Silver Surfer surfboard, and yeah, I mean, if people are going to say that the Silver Surfer surfboard is not one, I mean, it's just as much a vehicle as Kite Man's glider. So hey, you know what? This is a cool cosmic vehicle, and I love this cover. It is a Comic Tom one, and we got Galactus in the background. I was thinking of using the first appearance of Miss Marvel because Ghost Rider, because Silver Surfer is on that, but this one just kind of fits Silver Surfer better and is a fantastic cover. So a very long time ago, I was in a live stream. I was not actually in it, but I was watching a live stream, and they were debating top 10 best vehicles. So if you have not heard of Two Brothers Comics, I'll probably have maybe their info up here. They used to do a lot of debates on their show, and one of them was that. And one of the members of Two Brothers Comics is Golden Burrito Award winner Justin Birch. And one of the vehicles that he picked was, I think, one of the best vehicles. So I am bringing this cover out to show it and to give Justin Birch that extra push that he needs to prove that this is a vehicle. So I want you down below, if you disagree with us and do not think this is a vehicle, let us know. But this is the Nimbus Cloud from Dragon Ball. This is Dragon Ball issue number 2 of part 2. I don't even know. I got these when I was, I think, 10. These were some of the first comics I ever owned. I still have it. I knew I had one with the Nimbus Cloud, so I had to show this off for the vehicle challenge. Another thing you probably know about me is that I love Batman. I have a ton of Batman books. And if you know anything about Batman, I think Batman has one of the most iconic vehicles of all time, and that is the Batmobile. I have over 1,000 covers of Batman. It took me way too long to find. I think I only have 3 covers that have the Batmobile on it that really represents the Batmobile. 3, which seems crazy to me. I mean, I don't know if the Batmobile just isn't represented on covers very often. There's a ton of Batman riding motorcycles. There's some of Batman like kind of in cars, but not really. But the one that I took, it was the Batman a movie special. You've got what some people think is one of the best Batmobiles over here. And to add on, we do have the Batplane too. So I had to show this one off. But yeah, I have over 1,000 Batman covers, and this is the best rendition of a vehicle that I could find. And by vehicle, I just mean the Batmobile. All right, we are up to the final one. But before I get to that, I want to just say one little piece of information. If you have not known, there is a member of this community. His name is Brian LCS. I'll have his link up here. He is doing a show called the CBC Awards, and it is the Comic Book Community Award Show. And one of the categories in that is Best Collaborative Project or Event for total subs of 100 to 99. And let me tell you what, both Bearded Comic Bro and I are both under 1,000 subs. So if you have been a part of this and you have enjoyed this, thank you so much for being part of our collaborative project. And if you want to give us a vote for that, please do. By all means, you do not have to. If there is another thing that you enjoy more than this, please vote for that, but maybe give it a check out. I think that you have up until July 23rd to vote, so there's still plenty of time. But if you want to give us a vote, that would be pretty awesome, because we really enjoy doing this, because it really brings us together with more members of this community. I have found so many channels of random people that have decided to jump in on this challenge, and I thank you, because it's really why we do this. We just want to see other people sharing the same passion for love of comics like us. So once again, that is cbcawards.org. I'll have the link down below, and yeah, you can check that out. So this is probably the funniest of all the ones that I've been showing. By funniest, it's not really even funny, but I would say that this is quite possibly the most iconic vehicle in all comics, and no one actually ever drives it. And it is the green car on Action Comics #1. This is the Loot Crate variant version, but still, I mean, how often has this been homaged of just somebody throwing this? I mean, that green car is so iconic because everyone knows this cover. Even people that aren't comic book fans know this cover. So this has to be one of the most iconic vehicles on a cover. Maybe you disagree with me, maybe you don't, but this is my final book. As always, we love doing this. And if you want to join us in doing this, we would love to have you. Make sure that you tag both Bearded and I on Instagram. DM one of us if you don't want to. And if you don't have a YouTube and you still want to get in on this, take 10 pictures, throw them up on IG, throw them up on Twitter, whatever you do, and tag us in it. We'll take a look. We'll promote it out. We love bringing people together. And yeah, if you make a YouTube video, I'll add you to the playlist, which will be down below. So if you want to see other people doing that, it will be down below. And once again, I have been recovering from surgery, so this video might be not edited as good, or might be a little bit shorter or different than most of my other videos that I do for this, but I really needed to get this out. And yeah, I would love to see what you guys have. So if you want to join us, please do. Just let us know so we can add you to the playlist and push you out to the community. As always, I have been Cole, and thank you for joining me on this vehicle cover challenge. Peace.
Better put the word out. Get ready for the nerd out. Better put specs on. Better break necks, son. I cut handsome checks for my expansion sets. They call me Obi-Wan. Act like you know me, son. Snapping.